Bella and Janetto. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. It's a surprise. Uh, I was supposed to go live last week, and everything in the world conspired against me to make that happen. So you'll get 2 this week. So today, I just kind of wanted to hop on and test out my internet here where I'm staying. And then I wanted to kind of give people some updates and see what's going on. So let's see if some people hop in, because I didn't say anything to anybody. I was just like, let's check this out. So we are officially in North Carolina, which is great. So we're halfway through our journey, and we get to rest here for a week ish. And then we will be on to our next destination, and then our final destination, which is back where we started. So we'll have plenty of time here. And this Thursday, my son will be joining me on my live. Now, he will not be joining me for long because hold on, something's going on my phone. He may not be joining me for long because I did promise him that he was not going to have to stay on with me for a long time. But just so that he keeps his end of the deal with being here, because he said that if I made it to 1K that he would go live with me, right? And he would subscribe to my channel. So let's see here if I can get my phone to work. I hope that everything, I can't really hear myself. I see my internet going up and down, so I don't really know how well you all can hear me. I did get a chance to go to, so far, I've gone to 2 yarn shops since I've been to the States. Maybe I'll go to some while I'm here in North Carolina. I'm not super sure about that, but we'll see. And then I did post in my Facebook group some so that you guys could check it out if you wanted. And then what else have we been up to? Just seeing friends and family. Lots of food. Lots and lots of food, you guys. You don't think about how much you discuss with people, like over a meal, especially friends. Like, you haven't seen each other in a long time, and it's not like, hey, come over, hang out at my house. It's like, hey, let's go get something to eat. But then it's such a small amount of time. Like, I feel like I haven't spent any time with anybody. I did get to surprise a friend, though. She had an art show on Friday, and she had no idea that I was coming. I mean, she knew that I was going to be in the States, but she had no idea that I was coming to Little Rock or even to her show. But I was like, surprise! I walked in, and she was like, oh my God. So that was really cool. And then some of my former students had a gender reveal party at a park. And I wasn't able to make the actual reveal part, but I was able to stop by and say hello and give them all my best wishes and tell them that if they needed anything or if they had a registry, right, to let me know. And I would definitely help them out a little bit. So that was super fun to be able to, Sorry. I'm trying to ask if anyone can hear me, like messaging people to see if when they're watching if they can hear. Since there's no comments yet. And we'll see what's going on. But I have enjoyed my time with friends and family. So much traveling isn't so great, though, I'll be honest. And it has been really hard on me physically, but that's okay. It's all right. We will persevere, maybe. I did have some stress yesterday at the airport, but it'll all work out. I'm sure it will. And then our flight was delayed. We almost missed our connecting flight to the New Bern airport. So we were supposed to have like a 2.5 hour layover. And we ended up with a 20-minute layover, which meant, and that was from the time we got off the plane. So like we had 20 minutes until our flight boarded when our plane landed. And we landed in one terminal, B, I think, and we had to get all the way to E in Charlotte. So that meant that we had to walk as fast as we could because running is not it when I have like backpacks and suitcases. We didn't have our big suitcases because we had checked them in Arkansas, but we had a lot of just, and then, you know, little legs don't move as fast or like as quickly. She can definitely run faster than I can, but, and for longer periods of time. She has more endurance than I do. But I don't see any point in going super duper fast. We made it though. We made it. We were able to get like at least something to drink before we got on the plane because we moved a lot and very quickly. So we needed to keep going. Still trying to see if anybody can hear me. Can anybody hear me? Let's see here. Oh my goodness, what just happened? Something is wrong with the settings. Maybe that's why nobody's here. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Let me see if that changes anything. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, well, there I am. All right. My volume's all the way down. Let's see what happens. Won't even let me go to all messages, you guys. Won't even let me go to all messages. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Okay. Oh, we got here. It was about 8 o'clock last night that we got here, and we had my friend was here because we're staying. She has two places. She's selling this one. And she's trying to get it listed. It's not listed yet, so thankfully we could stay here. I don't know. And the next time I come to the States, I'll have to find different arrangements. But it is nice to be here for a little while. And it's not like it's not a remote area, but it's not in technically a town. So it is kind of isolated, so it's quiet, which is really nice. And then we have, she had horses out here. She doesn't have them anymore, but she has the big ring out there for the horses, and then she's got barns and things like that. So there's a lot of space here. Now we're not allowed to necessarily like explore those things, but we can walk around on the property and so forth. So well, hello. I see some numbers popping in. Why can't I see your comments though? I can't see your comments on StreamYard. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's fine. I can't see them in StreamYard, but I do have my phone here so I can see. But I'm trying to get to all. I see Aussie Sandy, hello, and Susanna, hello, welcome in. But I'm trying to get to all messages. You guys, I do not understand what is wrong with my. There we are. Okay. How's everybody doing? Thank you for coming in. Oh, good night, Aussie Sandy. I need to put something on my thing for when people speak to me in other languages. I need to put something in my Nightbot for that because I have. Hello, Victor. Welcome in. I need to put something in there. Not right now. I'll do it later, but I can do something like that. So I can't see anything in StreamYard. I guess I had it set to private and I didn't change it before I started the live. So it's a good thing that I have my YouTube pulled up because I can't see your comments otherwise. So if I'm looking down, it's because I am trying to see what people are saying. Oh, hello, Trisha. Welcome in. It's good to see you. It has been some time since I have crocheted. I have not crocheted a single stitch since, well, let me not lie. I've crocheted like 5 stitches since I left Dallas. I have been working on some socks, and I got to the point in the pattern where I needed to rewatch the video. And then I decided, well, no, I'm not going to rewatch the video for I'm going to need to rewatch it anyway. But I was like, while I'm rewatching it this time, I'm going to write it down. So instead of crocheting while I was watching the video, I was trying to write things down. But I was at my mom's house and there was a hurricane that came through the Gulf of Mexico, and we weren't in the path. I mean, well, sort of, but we weren't like down in like Texas and Louisiana where it like came up, but I was in Arkansas. So as the hurricane was coming through, right? It directly where I was staying. So everything's fine where I was. There was a town near us that got some damage. Welcome in, Maritza. And it was like I was sitting down and I was getting ready to watch the video, and I was at my mom's house because we went there to visit for a little while, and then all of a sudden you hear the wah, wah, wah on the TV, right? And it's like tornado warning, tornado warning. And so it wasn't for our area necessarily, but my mom is like, okay, nope, stop, pack up, we gotta go. She was like, you can come back later. And I was like, later? It was already like 6 o'clock at night. She was like, I gotta get you back to your aunt's house because my mom lives further out in the country and my aunt lives in town. Like I was staying with her in her like apartment townhouse kind of thing. So she was like, I gotta get you back before the storm hits. I said, Ma, you're gonna be driving me during, because the tornado, like the warning was coming towards us, like as it shifts. I don't know if you guys watch on the news or if you're in a different country, the meteorology. Hi, Mima D, welcome in. But in the States, when they're doing the weather patterns, especially with tornadoes, they have these like parallelogram kind of things. They're not really rectangles because they're usually bigger at the top than they are at the bottom. And then they kind of like track the storm. So you have, and it was like shifting towards us. And I was like, Ma, I'll just ride the storm out here. And she was like, no, 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 no. She's like, I'm going to get you back to safety. And I was like, okay, all right, I'm not going to argue with her. So here she is driving. It's pouring down rain. I mean, it looks like we're driving through a waterfall. You ever seen those movies where it's like a real downpour and like people just kind and they're just like sopping wet, right? Or if you've ever been like hiking and you've come across a waterfall, there's all this rushing water. It's exactly what it sounded like while my mom was driving me back to my aunt's house. And so we're just like creeping along in the car. And I'm like, this was a bad idea. I said, don't do this. But here we are in the car. And thankfully the roads were such that like the roads didn't flood. But, oh man. And then by the time I got to my aunt's house, she didn't have any power. That only lasted for like 45 minutes, but still, like, she didn't. I was like, why did we drive all this way? For safety. Why did we drive all this way for safety? Because it literally, the trip normally from my mom's house to my aunt's house is maybe 45 minutes. Maybe. Right? It took us an hour and a half to get there. An hour and a half. So that is the most crochet that I have done because I'm also working summer school, so I have to put in so many hours a day. And then when we were leaving to go to Little Rock, so my mom drove me to Little Rock because she had training there. She was going anyway, so she's like, just ride with me. And so because of the whole like storm and weather fiasco, like it was hard to get signal. So I had to do work in the car. So I had to turn on my hotspot and do work in the car, the 2-hour drive to Little Rock. So I didn't get any crocheting done then. And then the entire time I was in Little Rock, I mean, I was there for, how long did I live in Little Rock? $18 years. There are a lot of people to see. So we didn't get hardly anything done. Welcome in, Lulu. Welcome in. Oh, Tennessee. I'm not going there this time. Yeah, so there was so much to do. We had a really nice place in Little Rock, though. We did an Airbnb there, and it was really really nice. I was very pleased with the place because sometimes you get into places and you're like, they let you rent this place, but this house was really nice. It was small, but I mean, we didn't need a big place, so I was it was very calming after being on the go and staying with people. Because in Texas, I stayed with people, and then in Arkansas or in Texarkana, I stayed with people. But then once I was in Little Rock, we kind of had the place to ourselves. So that was lovely. So Victor says he's working on a shawl. Oh, okay. What colors are you using, Victor? Is it like a solid or is it like a self-striping? I have gone to 2 yarn shops since I've been back to the States, just LYSs. I haven't gone to like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or anything. I mean, I could, but I haven't yet. So I, in my Facebook group, I did put just a sneak peek of some of the things that I saw there. Not things that I necessarily bought, but things that I saw in the shops that I went to. I may go to a yarn shop or two here. I don't know. My son finishes his work tomorrow. I think tomorrow. So today is just kind of a down day for my daughter and I. I do need to see about getting her a new suitcase. Her suitcase, I mean, it's not torn up or anything. It's fraying, like it's going to come apart at some point. But it's only got the 2 wheels. And mine has 4 wheels, and they're 360-degree wheels. So I don't have to like drag it behind me. I can like have it beside me and roll it. And it's just much easier. So I told her that today maybe we'd see if we could find her something like that. And I mean, if anything, we can maybe have 2 suitcases. I don't really want to deal with all that, but we could if we needed to. And then once we got back, because her other carry-on suitcase that matches the one that she has is at home. So I would hate to discard that and then not have the set like to donate or something. So I don't know. But I have gotten some pretty yarns while I've been here. Not here in North Carolina, but here in the States. Because I did go shopping when I was in Dallas with Kay. We got to go shopping together, and we had dinner, and we went to a British emporium. That was pretty cool. So we got to do those things. And then when I was in Little Rock, there wasn't really any yarn shops in Texarkana. There were a couple around there, but I didn't have a car. So I couldn't get somewhere unless somebody took me, or I borrowed a car, but I was staying with my aunt, and unfortunately where she works, they were having what's it called? Not an observation, but she works at like a nursing home. And so state inspection, that's the word I'm looking for, an inspection. I can't see your comment all the way, Susanna, because there's a little reaction buttons on there. So I can't see all of your comment. Get an extra something that you can strap on the front of the wheeled one something, because that little reaction button's in the way. I don't know. We'll see what it says in a minute. But they're having an inspection, like state comes in, see how they're treating people, see how clean the place is, as they should, right? So she had to travel between the 2 facilities that are, I guess, owned by the same people, because she does whatever she does it at both facilities. medical supply. That's what she does, medical supply. So she does it between both facilities. So she had to travel between both while I was there. So I couldn't use her car because originally she had said, well, if you just drop me off at work, you can use my car and I don't really care. But it didn't really work out that way. I can't see, Susanna. I don't know what it says. Let me see if I turn my phone. Maybe it'll tell me. Get it for yarn. Yeah, maybe I'll get like some other bag. I can ship things to myself though too, so I can, while I'm here even, I could just put some stuff in a box and send it to myself. Because they are holding my mail while I'm here. I had to go to the post office on base and put a mail hold on my box so they didn't send any of my stuff back. And I hope that my cat's food that ended up in the Philippines makes it back to my P.O. box. That was a nightmare. I don't know if did I tell you guys about that? Did I tell you guys what happened with my cat's food? I'm going to grab my water. I'll be right back. It's just right here. I'm going to grab it and then I'll tell you that story if I haven't already. Okay. Sorry, I had to grab my water. I had to buy a cup while I was here too because I intentionally left my cups. But I carry around like a tumbler all the time, even at work. And I drink these things. I put them in my water because I don't drink a lot of water. They're the liquid IV things. And it just gives you electrolytes and things that I guess like you would if like you had a Gatorade or something, but they're a little bit better for you. Oh, he has food. Never fear about that. He's gonna eat. But so he is so picky about his food, right? When we moved to Sicily, I mean, of course, they have pets. They have pet stores. They have all kinds of things, right? But I was like, okay, well, let's try it. And I even went, they have this one place called Arca Planet, and they have the same brand of food that I bought him in the States. That's like Fancy Feast or whatever. And they have the same, because he does not like the like pate kind of food. He doesn't want it all mushy and he doesn't want anything like that. He wants the big chunks or like the shredded stuff. So I was like, all right. So I found some of the shreds and whatever. And I went and I only bought like 3 or 4 cans. And I was like, we'll just try it and see what happens. And then I found another like supposedly healthier brand, I guess, at Arca Planet. I forget the name of it. It wasn't anything that I've seen before. It was like a European brand. But I bought it and I tried them both. And this cat refused to eat them. He refused. He would smell it, lick it once. I checked the date, everything. It wasn't expired. Nothing was wrong with it that I could tell, you know. I even smelled it, and I hate the smell of cat food. But I was like, something wrong with it? Like, does it smell weird? I mean, of course, animals have better senses of smell than humans do. So maybe he smelled something I didn't, but he refused to eat it. So I did. Amazon has the subscribe and save. So the food that I had been getting him from the States, I just signed up for subscribe and save and had it sent to me. So like clockwork, Ninja, Cindy, welcome in. I can't put your comments up because I didn't change this to public on StreamYard before I started, and I can't see your comments in StreamYard, but I can see them in YouTube. I have my phone down here. Actually, let me put it right there, so it doesn't look so much like I'm not paying attention to you guys. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you so much for coming in and saying hello. I have been getting his food on, I mean, it is never fails. Like, it's subscribe and save, it's a subscription. It comes every single time like it's supposed to. So I didn't worry about ordering extra food for him because I was like, he's going to have food, no problem. Because he had food, and I was like, his new box, because it's like, I don't know, 30 cans in a box. He's going to have food. He's going to be fine. And so it said that it had arrived. It had been delivered. So I went to the post office on base, and I was like, this package says it's here. And they were like, no, ma'am, we don't have it. And I was like, well, it says it's been delivered. And they were like, okay, well, let me check. Give me the tracking number, da, da, da. So I was like, okay. I gave him the tracking number, and she, typed it in the computer, and she's like, oh no. And I was like, what? And there's two Italian women that work in there. And she was like, no. Oh, Madonna. And I'm like, what happened? Did the package explode somewhere? Like, that's not really good to say on a military base. But I was like, what happened? And she's like, no. He's in the Philippines. I was like, Philippines? That's the other side of the world. I was like, it's in the Philippines. She was like, yes, it was delivered in the Philippines. She was like, but they've noticed their mistake and it's on its way back. Oh, hi, HD. Welcome in. And I was like, oh my God. So that meant that my cat wasn't going to have any food. And I asked everyone that I could, that I knew that had a cat, if they had anything. And all they have is the pate. And Nero, like I said, will not eat that. I gave him, when I first got him, and I knew that he had, he doesn't have a whole lot of teeth in his mouth. So, because when I took him to the vet for the very first time, they said that he had some rotten teeth, and they were going to have to pull them. And so when he got sedated so they could fix his paws, they went ahead and they were trying to pull the teeth out. But she said even while she was rinsing his mouth out, like 3 or 4 of his teeth just fell out. They were so rotten because he had been, on the streets for so long and yada, yada, whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try the pate with him. And this cat, I don't know if he'd just never seen wet food before, or he didn't know. He took his paw and he tapped it. And, it's pate. So it kind of moved a little bit. And he was like, did it again. And then he, we stick our finger in something, but he was like, he went like his whole face just twitched. And then he went to his water bowl and he made the biggest mess trying to clean his paw off. And I was like, okay, well, maybe he doesn't like that flavor. So I tried another flavor. Nope. No pate. But then I tried like the shredded ones, the chunks or whatever. And he was all about it. Oh, you're working on a hat for a test project. Cool. Awesome. I know I am collaborating right now with, well, not right this second, but Amanda at Obsessive Crochet Lady. She's working on another pattern. We started working on it well before I left. School wasn't even over yet. But she's trying to get through it so we can work out all the kinks and everything. But we're working on another pattern. Basically, she's doing it and then I'm just typing it up. Oh, what kind of bag, Ninja? Is it like a grocery bag or like making it as a purse or like what kind of stuff? It's also really cool. I don't know if you guys and gals, if you people get to see your work like in the wild, but my friend had purchased some pieces for me. The friend whose house I'm staying in. And I didn't realize when I walked in the door, oh, it's a grocery bag. Awesome. So is it like for like fruits? Is it like netted, like a net bag, or is it like a solid, like to carry things? I've always wanted to make the mesh kind, so I can like out of cotton, so I can put like fruit and produce in and just take it with me. That'd be cool. But anyway, she bought some baskets and stuff off me, and I came in, and my daughter was like, "Mom, that looks like something you made," and I was like, "I did make that." So she's got like 3 or 4 of my baskets just in different rooms in the house. It's really cool. Oh, all single crochet. Sweet. Awesome. Hopefully I'll be able to get to my socks soon. I don't know. Maybe once I finish this live or whatever. I don't even know. I don't know what we're going to get up to today. Like I said, we have to maybe see about a suitcase. I think actually one of my daughter's friends is still here. They were supposed to be moving to Arizona at the end of the school year, but they're still here. And so I messaged her mom and I was like, hey, is there any chance that we can get the girls together before you guys leave? Because we're in town this week. And she was like, oh my God, that's so fantastic. So we're going to see what we can do. I don't know, maybe go to the park or something. Not right now. It's too flippin' hot. It is, I don't necessarily say it's hot, but it's humid. It is sticky. Ugh. You forget how sticky it is. It's like the sweat comes to you. Ooh. No, thank you. No, thank you. I mean, it's hot in Sicily. I mean, they're having a drought right now. They need rain so badly. I don't want it to be like huge storms or anything, but I wish it would rain so that like the animals don't die and the crops don't die. You know, because that's how people make a living. That's their livelihood. But it's supposed to rain sometime here this week, but later tonight maybe we can get together. I think my messages for Nightbot are on a timer. I'm gonna have to check that because they all come. I think maybe I might need to stagger those a little bit. Anyway, so cool. And what part of the UK are you in again? I forget. I know you're in the UK, but I forget what part you're in. Oh. Okay. Cool. My internet thing is, it's not really bars, but it's like little lines. It says it's low. So, and I know the picture's not the greatest. I'm on my work laptop. I wonder if oh, yep, there it goes. It has a cool cover on it, so that you can cover your camera while you're not using it. I wish my laptop had something like that. It doesn't, but that's okay. Just close it. Just trying to think about if I did go to a yarn store, what yarn store I might want to go to. Because there are a couple. There's not any like directly here. I would have to go a little bit further out, but I think there's one that I've never been to their shop, but I've bought their yarn, so I might want to go there. It's called Wayward Fibers. I think that would be cool. Well, that's tomorrow. Sorry, I got a message about my job. because they, it's a sister, so Wayward Fibers. They're sisters, and one of them like dyes the yarn, and it's under some other name, and like, or dyes the fiber and then spins it into yarn, and then the other one does like weaving and other like things with the yarn once it's yarn with the I can't talk, with the fiber once it's yarn. Oh, I did want to ask you guys that are here. I mean, I've been seeing the comments on my videos, but like everything's been coming out on my channel. If you guys have been watching, it doesn't seem like too repetitive, I guess, because I did so many videos in preparation for coming here that I was trying to schedule them out to where I didn't have like 4 puzzle videos back to back or like 5 reading videos back to back. I tried to like even it out. And then if you haven't been watching, it's fine. I'm just asking so that I know basically how I'm doing. Because I want to make sure that everything's working well. Because I know that they're coming out because I get comments, but I don't know. It's not really like Monday is this, Tuesday is this, Wednesday is that, but it's every 3 days, or not every 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 days a week, I have things coming out. So, let me know what you guys think. And if you're not in my Facebook group and you would like to be, the link is in the description box. If you have Facebook and you want to join, you can see the sneak peek of the 2 shops that I've already been to. Oh, it changed again. Oh, I hope I haven't been missing anybody's comments. It changed to top comments. It's frustrating. Okay, sorry. Can you guys hear me okay? My signal keeps going up and down. Am I going in and out? Is it okay? I don't know what's happening. Because it keeps like, it's like almost like a flashing light. It's not a light, but you know how things like pop up on the screen and then disappear. So it keeps going in and out like that. So I want to make sure that everybody can see me and hear me okay. So I have taken some pictures of the shops that I've been in. One of them I didn't film a small child in there, and I didn't want to have the child on camera because she was like moving around, and I don't know if that was her aunt or her grandma, or I don't know how they were related, but it was anyway, it was basically her place too. So I didn't want to accidentally get her on camera or anything, or not be able to use the footage because, thank you guys, because I got her in the footage. And then the other place, there was some construction going on because of the storm that had come through, because the hurricane that came up the Gulf of Mexico I was talking about earlier, when it came through Little Rock, it did some damage to some places, and hers had a little bit of damage, not to where she couldn't be open, but she had some like things blocked off, and she was like, you're welcome to take pictures, but please don't film. And I was like, okay, respectfully. So I will be doing videos on those 2 shops when I get back. Absolutely. And I did kind of talk to them about what's going to be coming up for them in like August, September timeframe, so that when I make the videos, it's more relevant for you guys, especially if you're in the States and if you're in that area, then that way you'll know. And then one of them the one that I went to in Little Rock, it does ship. So she does have a website that I'll be able to put up. So if there's something that you want to check out from her store, you're able to. Oh yes. And so, I mean, I think it would be really cool if I could do like a live from a yarn store, but that would require a really great signal, uh, and lots of time. So I would have to coordinate that with someone's shop. But I definitely will be doing videos on those two stores at least when I get back. So who knows what other things I'll have to make videos on when I get back, but I do have, well, it's in my suitcase. I do have the yarn with me from both places. So one store I bought most of the things, if not all the things that I bought were on sale. And then the other one, none of it was on sale. But they weren't bad prices, which is why I definitely bought more in the second shop, but the prices were way different. And it's basically because of the yarn that I bought. So Rita, welcome in. Good to see you, sweetheart. How's everything going? Are you taking a break from packing? I understand. I don't know how long I'm going to go. Me or Rita? I don't know who you're asking that question to, Min. Where am I going? Where am I going? Where? Oh, no. I'm sorry. So today we're not doing a whole lot. We're just doing running around. Oh, I do need to check on my storage unit. Oh, after this, after North Carolina, we're going to Florida. And then from there, we'll go back to Texas because I have to fly out from where I came into. But as far as yarn shops go, I don't know which one I'm going to go to. Oh, there are a couple. Some of them are kind of far out there. Like, I'm not going to go all the way to Wilmington because that's, well, from here, it'd be about an hour. And I don't want to do all that. And then some of the other ones are, like, there's one in New Bern, which is like 15 minutes from here, maybe 20. And then there's a couple other ones. I know there's one in Swansboro. I've been there several times. It's actually the Salty Sheep Yarn Shop. It was my very first video, actually. So, and then there's one in Richlands that I actually went to with Amanda when she was here. I made a video on that one too. But I've been there, so there could be some places to go. I know my daughter is not going to want me to take her to yarn shops, but I do need to get her suitcase, and I need to go to storage. I forgot about that. I need to check out my storage unit. I have a storage unit here, mainly so my son has some place to put his things after, in between semesters, because he can't leave it in the dorm. And if I had left and didn't have a storage unit and just put my things in permanent storage, then that would mean that he wouldn't have a place for his things, and I'd have to get him a storage unit anyway. So some of my things just stayed here. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry, my daughter had a question. Um, oh, hi Faith, welcome in. Good to see you. So yeah, so far my state's visit has been interesting. Um, I definitely have had fun visiting people. I think I made my mom a little sad. Um, we were in the car. No worries. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate you visiting with us, even just listening. Um, we were driving. She was taking us to Little Rock, and she was like, "So, how's it been being back? Are you loving it? Are you missing it?" And I was like, "Not really. I mean, there are a lot of things about the states with respect to things like convenience, where, for example, we came out of the airport and we'd barely eaten all day because the airport in Little Rock didn't really have a lot of options. So we ate something kind of small, and then we had such a time in Charlotte at the airport because we got there and we got to the gate. That's the word I'm looking for. Um, so we got something kind of small there, and because the flight was delayed. So when I woke up yesterday morning, our flight was delayed by like 15 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay, not a big deal. Because we're supposed to have a layover in Charlotte, like 2.5 hours, I think. So then we got to the airport. It had been delayed another 15 minutes. So that's 30 minutes. And then the plane was another 15 minutes late showing up. So that's 45 minutes at that point. And then we have to get on the plane, and then we have to get there. And so we got to the gate with 15 minutes before the plane was supposed to start boarding, which isn't bad, but it doesn't give you time to like do anything. So then by the time we got to the airport here, once we arrived here, we were both, because we didn't have lunch, because our flight was supposed to leave at like 11 o'clock in the morning. So we had a little bit of breakfast. And then I was like, all right, well, we have 2.5 hours. Once we get to Charlotte, we'll have plenty of time to like, grab a sandwich or something. Didn't happen. So we were able to leave the airport, and within 15 minutes, we were able to like pull into a drive-through, get something to eat real quick. And then I was like, okay, well, we need to stop at a store so that we can get something for the morning, because I need coffee and we need to eat breakfast. So we were able to stop by a dollar store, grab some breakfast stuff, and I grabbed they're like coffee in a can, so it's like Starbucks, whatever, but it's not Starbucks brand, it's some kind of off brand, I don't know, but it's in the fridge. But it's like a caramel vanilla, it doesn't taste the best, but there's no coffee pot here, and I don't want to drink instant coffee if I don't have to, and I really don't have to because I can just buy those. So we have that for today, but I was able to do that all within, less than an hour of getting off of the plane. I can't do that in Sicily. Depending on the time of day, stores are going to be closed. They don't really have, like, you go into a grocery store, absolutely, but they don't really have like dollar stores that have like food and item. They don't have dollar stores anyway, but they call them, they have discount stores. They call them Chinese stores. I don't like to call them that. I just call them discount stores. But they don't have food in those stores. They might have some candy, maybe, but definitely no food. So being able to go and like stop and get those things quickly. That is a convenience that I miss. But I don't really miss the places that I've visited. I miss the people, which is why I'm seeing them. Like, I'm able to make that route and see all of those people, but I don't necessarily miss the places. And I think that made my mom really sad. And I didn't mean to make her sad. But she asked me the question, and I didn't think about it before I opened my mouth that she was asking me maybe if I missed home. And I don't know. I think I made her really sad because she was like, "Oh, well, okay." And I was like, "Oh, crap. Did I mess that up?" So, yeah. It has been really lovely visiting with people. But like I said, I never realized how much time you don't get to spend with people. So most of my friends, I've been meeting them for like lunch or for like dinner. And so you maybe have an hour or two to catch up with them. So like when I was in Dallas, my friend, I stayed at her house. So she was like, we've got space, we got an air mattress, we got couches, we got whatever, So I was able to stay with her and like we're family pretty much, And then when I was in Texarkana, I was able to stay with my aunt. So we got to visit, like even after meal times, right? We could sit, we could talk, we could, have that time together, but it wasn't just like my friend. I had one friend pick me up and she took us out to lunch. And we were there because we went to not really a fast food place, kind of is. It's called Tacos for Life. Really expensive tacos. Shouldn't have to pay that much for tacos. And it's not bad food, but like, because I like tacos, but they're expensive tacos. Like, why am I paying that much money for tacos? Anyway, so we were there for maybe an hour and a half. I mean, that's it. That's all the time we had. But she had to go to work, and I get that. But, we didn't really get a lot of time to hang out. And then another friend of mine came, her and her boyfriend, and picked us up for dinner. Oh, man. The place they took us to was phenomenal. It was amazing. 10 out of 10 would recommend. It was amazing. It was called Benchmark in Texarkana, if you're ever in that area. So we got, it was a little bit more fancy, but so we got to sit there because her boyfriend ordered a steak and I had ordered a steak, and of course those take a little bit more time to cook than putting tacos together. But anyway, we got to spend some time together, but it wasn't a lot, so it was different when you could sit with someone and like, I don't know, like my friend in Dallas, she was sitting on the couch watching, what was she watching? SWAT. It's a TV show. I didn't have any interest in the TV show, but I was sitting with her. I had my book and I was reading my book. And we were just sitting there. Like, we just got to exist together. And that was nice. That was nice. It didn't feel so rushed. So, and then when we were in Little Rock, one of my friends, she was actually leaving the next day. She loves New Kids on the Block. And since they've started touring again, she has been like following them. And so she was getting ready to leave. They had a concert on the 12th, I want to say in Austin, Texas. So when we got there, we had dinner that night, and her granddaughter and my daughter hung out, and they love each other so much. They hung out. They were, I mean, like, they were running around the restaurant doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But there wasn't really anybody in the restaurant. It was very crowded, so they weren't bothering anyone. And then, but I didn't get to spend a lot of time with her either. And then the next day, I went to lunch with another friend of mine. But that friend, um, we were downtown Little Rock, so there was like a splash pad in a park. So she walked around with us, and we got to spend some more time together. And then when I went to the art show of another friend of mine, she was there. My friend that I had lunch with was there with her mom and two of her nieces and her daughter. So I got to spend pretty much the whole day with her, which was kind of cool. Let's see, what did you say? So true. It's people we miss, not the place. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are things that I miss. Like, for example, we went to this place in Little Rock called Dizzy's Gypsy Bistro. Oh my God. I love that food so much. And they have this version of Italian wedding cake, and they serve it with like this vanilla cinnamon ice cream. Oh my God. But I love the vibe in that place. I'll put some pictures up of that place too, in the video that I do of the yarn shop. But I love that place so much. And as we were driving around, I was like, oh yeah, there's such and such here. And oh yeah, I mean, if we had more time, maybe we'd do this. But um, you know, when I was driving through, I was like, oh, we're back in Little Rock. Okay. When we were in Texarkana, I was like, oh, okay, we're in Texarkana. I didn't feel like an attachment. Now, I will say, when we were driving through New Bern, so when we got out of the airport, it's not in New Bern exactly. I think it's in James City. But we were driving through New Bern, and I was like, oh, I miss this place. Like, I don't have family here. I had a couple of friends here, but they've moved away. And then the one friend that's still here, I don't know how much longer she's going to be here, because the house that I'm staying with, like I said, she's getting ready to list it. And then the house that she has in Jacksonville, I know that she's going to sell that at some point. I think she's moving back to Florida because that's where she's originally from. So I don't know how much longer she's even going to be here. But like, there are things here that I was like, oh yeah, I miss this and that. And maybe it's because this is the last place I lived before I moved. I don't know. But there are things here that I miss, but I don't have, maybe that's also because I don't have people here that I'm attached to. Maybe she's scared. Susanna said, maybe she's scared you're becoming too attached to Italy and the people, and you won't want to come back to the States. I didn't want to come back to the States now. I didn't want to come back to the States. My daughter wanted to come back. The people that want to have a relationship with me and I want to have a relationship with, we keep in contact whether we see each other or not. So we call each other, we message each other, we send each other stupid videos. Like, you make the time for the people you want in your life. Even if it's 5 minutes, you make that time. So, to me, it's the people that you want to have in your circle, the people you make time for. And everybody that I have seen since I've been here, we make time for each other, regardless of whether we're in person or not. So, I knew that coming here was going to be more of a trip and not a vacation, because we were going to be doing so much. But I am, as far as like drama and tension and stress, I don't have as much of that in Sicily right now. I mean, I haven't been there that long, so maybe things that are happening around me will start to creep into my life, but they haven't yet. And I think the peace is what I am holding on to the most right now, because things have been very hectic in my life for a while. And now that they're not coming back to places where they have been, I guess maybe that's why I don't miss places so much. Put in. Okay, what did Rita says, I'm so happy to be able to have contact with people online, especially my cousins. Yes, that was another thing. I did, some of the people that I don't get to see that often, I do hate that I don't get to see them that often because, so like my cousins have 4 children each, and they each have a set of twins and 2 other children. So, not being able to see them and like watch them grow up, and I'm only a part of their lives, like by sending things and like talking and saying hello, like a video chat. So those are things that I hate that I'm not here for. But while I was in Texarkana, oh man, it's on my glasses. It feels like something's in my eye. But I did get to hang out with some of them, not all of them. Maybe when I get back to Dallas, I'll be able to hang out with some more of them. I don't know. We'll see. But what is on my glasses? I do miss that. Like, especially kids when they're younger, I miss being able to like truly be a part of their lives. And like my friend in Dallas, she has 2 small children. Well, one's going to be 5 and one just turned 2. And like not being able to be there for them, like to be a part of their lives, because my friend is so much a part of my life and always has been. I hate that I'm not there for them. Ooh, you found the air mattress. That's great, Rita. Susanna says you're going to need a holiday from your holiday. Yeah, that's why I said and I said this in some videos that you're going to see throughout the month as well, that I don't consider this a vacation. I mean, yes, it's my summer break, but it is not a vacation for me. There's a lot of work that goes into this. There's a lot of things that I had to plan and do ahead of time, and not even for my channel. Like I had to make sure that we had places to stay and rides if I couldn't get a car, because originally I was going to rent a car for the whole month. But just that alone was an astronomical price that I didn't even want to, I don't know. And that's not including gas. And then the fact that I was going from Arkansas to North Carolina. So from the place that I used to live in Arkansas, so from that door to the door of the place that I lived, which is 5 minutes from where I am now, maybe 7 minutes from where I am now. But from that door to that door, it is 16 and a half hour drive. So it was going to end up being about that, which means I can't do that in one day by myself. So I would have to drive halfway, get a hotel, then drive the rest of the way. And then leaving here and going to Florida from where I am now, going is 10 hours, which I could do in a day. I'd be exhausted, but I could do it in a day. But then driving from Florida back across to Texas, that's another 16-hour drive. So that's 2 days of driving because I'd have to get a hotel. So that would be 4 days where I would have to split my time, and then another day of driving. So that's 5 days altogether. That's almost a whole week of driving, plus the gas that it would take for me to get there. So it actually ended up being cheaper to fly to the different places because I called different airlines and tried to figure out the best way to do all of this. And I did have to rent a car. So when I was in Little Rock, I did have to rent a car, and I did rent a car here. But the great part about that is that with the teachers union that I have, we get like, there's two places that we get, there's one place that we get 25%. There's one place that we get 30%. And there's another place that we get 35%. So there's 3 different car rental companies that we can use because some of them aren't in all places. So depending on where you are, right? So thankfully, I've been able to get both of them with a 35% discount. So that has been super helpful. But yeah, it's not a vacation. I'm not relaxing. I'm not relaxing at all. I wish I was, but I am not. You finished your bag. Yay, Ninja, finished your bag. I already said hello to Puddin'. Oh, all right. And I'm caught up. Yay. So yeah. I will, I know I've said it a couple times before, but if you're not in my Facebook group, you need to check that out because I may, if we do go to a yarn shop today or tomorrow, I may grab some things and put some pictures up. Because I need to be more active in there. I need to be more active on a lot of things because I have an Instagram too for the channel, and I think I have a Facebook page as well. I try, but it's almost like I need to hire, and I'm not. This is not a big channel. Like I have barely over 1,000 subscribers, but I feel like I need a social media manager, and even not even just for the channel, but for my life. Like, I guess I'm just spending so much time doing things that I don't necessarily have time to post about the things that I'm doing. But I know, like, for channels, that's how you promote and how you get out there. You know, I mean, word of mouth only takes you so far. So I don't know. I know I need to do more there. And while I have more of you in here, this Thursday, 18th, I am going to go live again. That one was already scheduled because my son will be with me. I'm not sure of the time yet. Probably in the evening sometime, but he will be going live with me. He will be there. I told him that he needs to be on with me for at least 30 minutes. That's the minimum of time that he'll be on with me, because that was his promise to me, right? That if I hit 1,000 subscribers, which he never thought I could do because yarn isn't important, right? Those were his words. That he would subscribe to my channel and do a live with me. So I have been, we tried to schedule something while he was at my mom's house, but the signal there is not that great. And on top of that, he was taking a class while he was there. Like, he'd started a summer class. So he was having to, normally summer classes for college, I mean, in my experience anyway, the online classes, they're more asynchronous. So you don't really have to do a whole lot face-to-face with the professor. But this guy said that your grade, you had the potential to earn a better grade if the more videos or like live sessions that you join. So like, I don't know, it was like 2 days a week or something. He had live sessions. And so the more of those you join, the better your grade was. I was like, oh, okay. But yes, so July 18th, which is this coming Thursday, my son will be here. Well, right here with me. So he will be here with me. Because this is the best This is like the kitchen. Oh, it's not like it is the kitchen area, kitchen dining room area of the house, and so it's actually it's actually the place with the most seating because, like I said, she is getting ready to list this place. So there's not a lot in here. There's beds and table, and there's not really anything in the living room. There's no TV, which is fine. I don't really need TV. I don't watch TV. If I watch anything, sometimes YouTube videos on my phone, but I do a lot of reading, crocheting. I don't sit still much just because there's always something to do, and I'm the only one around to do it. So it's okay that there's no TV in here. And my daughter has her tablet for now. She did. I was really excited to get. There's this app that she had when she was in school here. It's called Epic, and I don't know how many of you know this, but my daughter is dyslexic, so reading has always been incredibly hard for her, which is sad for me because I am a huge reader. I have dysgraphia. I do not have dyslexia, but dyslexia is with words and dysgraphia is with numbers. So numbers are hard for me. Numbers are very hard for me. But it was never an option when I was growing up for things to be difficult. Like, you just had to figure it out. So, but there are different things. And when she was in school here, she really enjoyed the app because it would read books to her. So she had access to things and it helped her, like, because it wouldn't just like read it, like it would have the words and the pictures, and it was like a story time where teachers were reading to you, or a video or something. And so she really enjoyed that. And for the longest time, we were still able to access her school account. And they just shut it off recently. I guess maybe the school doesn't have the subscription anymore. I don't know, but she was still able to access her account because parents had to. It was weird the way that they did it. So parents had to give their regular email addresses so that the kids could sign up. And so hers worked for the longest time. I guess maybe they had so many accounts and then they deleted the accounts that weren't being used. I have no idea. But like in April of this year, her account she stopped having access to a lot of the books. And she was really sad about that. So she was asking me if I could pay for it because it's a subscription. And I was like, I don't know if it's just a school thing or not. And so I did some research, and then I was like, no, I can get an account, but I was like trying to subscribe so that, because a lot of things when you get subscriptions, like they'll be like, you'll try it and then like, oh, we'll do this amount for you or blah, blah, blah. They'll give you a discount. So I was waiting for that to pop up. And so that's what she's been on a lot. I'll try to make it looks like, okay, hold on. I can't see. Let me turn it. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. No worries, Rita. I understand. I know that lots of people have been asking me when my son is going to be live with me because I've already hit my 1K. So they're like, well, you said, and I was like, yeah, I know, but he's a busy college student and we don't live in the same place. So, I mean, if we lived in the same place, I'd just snag him and tell him he has no choice. But I did tell him that he was going to have to do it. Oh, yes. I need to go in. Once I finish this live, I'll have to go in to StreamYard and make that public. I don't know about the time. I'm going to have to figure out the time. Because if people in Europe are wanting to watch it, it would have to be like, I don't know. Because he would probably want to do it like late at night. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try to figure out because it's 6 hours difference. We'll figure it out. I don't know. I'll let you guys know for sure. Because I am now on Eastern time. I was in Central time. That's the other thing. It's like hopping back and forth between time zones. It's like I always, because my daughter loves to ask me what I want for my superpower. My answer hasn't changed in forever. I want teleportation. I don't like the time it takes to get places. I want to just intentionally think about traveling to a place, grab onto my suitcases, and be there. You know, I mean, sometimes planning a journey and planning the travel, like for example, if I went to Ireland, sure, driving around would be cool because I've never been there. I've never seen that place. But like the flight that it would take to get there, I want to do that part. I don't want to go into the airport. I don't want to deal with all that stuff. I'd love to go to Ireland, see the beautiful, you know, words are escaping me right now, but the coast and the castles and the all the things. Like I want to see all the things, but I don't want to get there. Yeah. Oh. Where are you, Susanna? Are you in Australia? Hi, Dawn. Welcome in. Are you in Australia? Awesome. Thank you. Because I know in Europe right now it's almost 5 p.m. And here it's 10:47 a.m. So are you in Australia? Because that's pretty far. That's a 12-hour difference from where I am right now. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Because you said the time and I was like, wait a minute. Because when I looked up, my time said the same time you had just said. And I was like, wait a minute. No, she said PM. It took me just that little bit of a second. Well, because I was thinking, I know there's some things that my son wants to do, and there's some things I want to do with him. We both want to go to the bookstore, which that's going to hurt my pocket. We can't go to the bookstore together. We can't. When he we used to have to go in with like a budget, and we would have to take turns. So like one time it'd be his turn to go in, and he'd have like $50. And then the next month it'd be my turn and I'd have $50. And if we didn't use it, it rolled. Like if there was only like one book I wanted or whatever, and I didn't spend the whole $50, I mean, we had to have a book budget. We had to have a book budget. Hi, Anvita. Welcome in. So I know he wants to go to the bookstore. I know he wants to get some food. And I do want to go to the beach. I want to go to the beach with my children. But I was looking at the weather here for the week. And there's some days there's supposed to be like lightning storms, which makes me think of this movie. I don't remember the name of the movie. But there was a movie, and Matthew McConaughey was an artist, and he would go out to the beach during lightning storms. Because when lightning strikes the sand, it has this really amazing effect that it does. to the sand. And so he would put these rods into the sand so that the lightning would hit the sand. I don't remember the name of the movie, but I remember that. I just thought that was so cool. But I don't want to be near the beach when there's lightning. But I do want to go to the beach with them. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. Sorry. My friend, my daughter's friend, her mom is messaging back about meeting. So, they're only here till Saturday, which they weren't even supposed to be here. They were supposed to move in June or the end of June. They're supposed to move in June as soon as school was out because her husband got a job in Arizona and they were supposed to move, but things took longer with the house, I guess. And so they haven't moved yet. So, we'll see what happens. But I didn't want to leave her message too long because I don't want to miss out on her daughter and mine getting together. Okay, it's still on all messages. Oh, hi Mara, welcome in. Knitting. Oh, the stupid thing. I hate that I can't see the comments in StreamYard. Because every time I have to turn my phone sideways, it goes back to top messages instead of all messages. And then I don't see people's messages. But the little reaction button on my phone is in the bottom right-hand corner. So sometimes when people type things, I can't see all of their messages. Can't see. Oh, while you're on here, Dawn, I know you do your Wednesday videos. Let's see, what is next Wednesday? So next Wednesday is my last. This Wednesday, I mean, I'll be here, but next Wednesday will be my last Wednesday in the States. So I know you had sent me an email previously about like doing something, like being on one of your lives, and I'm happy to. But with the time difference, like it's usually 5 a.m. my time in Italy when you're going live. So, I mean, I could make that work if you needed to. I don't know what you have scheduled out so far, but I'm happy to come up this Wednesday or next Wednesday. Send me the time. I'll try to make it work. So how's everyone doing? New people that have come in? What are you working on? What are you doing? I know Faith is working. Susanna is working on something. Victor was in here. I don't know if he's still here or not. I haven't seen him in a minute. He was crocheting a shawl. Not in Europe sizes, Rita. I'd have to translate. She's a 4 now because I just got her new shoes while we were here. She's in a 4 now. I can. Do you want me to translate that for you? I don't have that conversion in my brain. But I literally just bought her shoes when we were in Texarkana. And then she wore her sandals and I told her I said, let's put Band-Aids on the back of your feet. She did not want to put Band-Aids on the back of her feet, and she got big blisters on the back of her feet, like on her heels. Aha, okay, here we go. Susanna's finally, her comment finally moved. I'm enjoying knitting while listening to you. Still knitting my first project, a scarf. When I was in Little Rock at the yarn store, the lady was telling me, because she knits, and the owner of the store, and she was telling me that she'd broken her wrist and she was trying to crochet because she thought the crochet would help her wrist like movements, and she was like she couldn't get the tension right because she's a thrower. And I was like, I don't know, depending on how you do it, because I throw my yarn when I crochet, because I have the tension with my left hand, and then I move the hook with my right hand. I was like, but I throw my yarn, because I've had several people ask me if I knit when they see me crochet, because of the way that I do the tension and stuff. And I was like, no, I don't know how to knit. And they were like, no, you'd be pretty good at it. And I was like, well, I've never tried. So that's cool. Oh, and Rita, she's cursing at me. Not really, don't. You're not cursing at me, but Rita, did you see Anvita's comment? You both. No. I hate the moss stitch so much. But also, I crochet very tightly. So Rita was making a sweater with the moss stitch, and she was like, "Look at my sweater, isn't it pretty?" And because we were on a video call, and Amanda was like, "Ooh, that's pretty. What stitch is that?" And she said, "It's the moss stitch." And I was like, "Stop cursing at me." Because we did, Lisa at Ladybird Loves had a pick and mix cowl. It was so much fun. It was a blanket, and she had the spinny wheelie thing, and she would spin for the stitch that we were going to do. And one of them, so we submitted stitches, and so she put those on the wheel, and she did some research on some of the stitches. So if we said the name of a stitch and she looked it up and it was the same name as something else that was on there, she would do like a slash. So I'm making this up. It's not the same stitch, but if I said Suzette stitch and somebody else said lemon peel stitch and they were the same stitch, they're not the same stitch. I know that. But if they were, she would have put like Suzette / lemon peel on the wheel. So, but one of the one of the stitches was that somebody picked was the moss stitch, and I did I think that was the shortest amount of rows I did on that whole blanket. I think I did like 7, because it was a wide blanket. It was a blanket, and I was like, this sucks so much. This sucks so much. I hated it. So pretty much everyone, when we were doing that, there are a few people that like it. And admittedly, I think the people that like it have looser tension, but also a lot of them are knitters. They're bistitual, right? They can crochet and knit. Don't start with me, Rita. Yeah, she did. She made me cringe for sure. It's just, you have things that you have those very visceral reactions to because you really don't like them or you really love them. So I was like, oh, that would be, I don't, no. But also, like, Ninja was doing something in a basket, or not a basket, a bag in single crochet. I know it's slow progress. It's a pain in the rear end. But doing something all in single crochet. I don't mind single crochet so much, but if I can get away with it, I'll switch it to half double. you know, because I crochet so tightly that doesn't make too much of a difference in like there being holes in the pattern. If I can get away with it, I'll switch it to a half double. Oh, licorice. That's not licorice. That's death candy. That is death candy. Um, is it Josh Lucas? I thought it was Matthew McConaughey. Look, I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. It is Sweet Home Alabama. Yeah, okay, then it's not Matthew McConaughey. But thank you for that, Mara. Like, I don't remember that movie. I just remember, I mean, I just remember being in awe of the glass. I mean, I knew it was a rom-com. All right, Josh Lucas got it. Well, I'm not. Okay, so one of the things is sour is not my thing. So that much salt tends to make things very, very sour. So, like, even pickles, I'm not a big fan of pickles. I don't mind them. Like dill pickles, I will eat them, but not a lot of them. I don't want them on anything because it's so overpowering for my taste buds that I just feel like even if you give me a hamburger with pickles on it, I feel like I'm just eating pickles. That's how intense that flavor is in my mouth. So to put something like that in my mouth, I've only tried that licorice one time and I was like, I will never do that again because it was like my whole, I mean, like, this is really gross, but the amount of saliva that came out of my mouth was like a bloodhound, like drooling. Have you ever seen one of them? Just like, it was gross. And it was so powerful in my mouth. I mean, it maybe lasted 7 seconds, I think, maybe, if that long in my mouth. So, no, thank you. Don't start with me, Susanna. You're going to be on my list with Rita if you don't stop it. Not even reading that out loud. Yeah, so she's a size 4 in US. Let me see if that's a kid's 4. It's not a little kid's 4. So kids for US to Europe sizes. Okay, so it says it's the equivalent to a 36. But it's not little kids, so it's not like toddler size. Yeah, 36. But I would maybe even make them like a 37-ish, Rita. That would be my my advice, because who knows? Sorry, I'm trying to get back to the comments. Yeah, you do that. You do that, Susanna. Yes, yeah. Rita is so kind, and she makes my daughter all kinds of amazing socks. Hold on just a second, guys. Okay. But she makes socks for my daughter, and she finds usually some type of sparkle yarn. Or are you putting the thread in them? The silvery thread? Yes, she can put pink in them because my daughter, she's leaning more towards purple now, as her favorite color. But I mean, anything with sparkle in it, she is just like, um, I have not done it yet. No, Ambita, I haven't. I have not done it. Yes, thank you for that. I have not done the replay. I was supposed to do it July 6th, and that ended up being a travel day. And by the time I house, I was tired, and the entire that I was in Texarkana and Little Rock, I said this earlier, like I didn't even have time really to crochet anything, to do anything. Because the day that I was supposed to go live last week was also, it was a Thursday, it was a travel day, and I was like, I'm supposed to draw, and I haven't yet. No. No, I have not drawn yet. So I do still have to do the draw for the replay winners for my my potiversary. My potiversary video, the live. Yeah. So I need to get that done. I'll do that at some point. At some point, I'll do it. Yeah, Rita is amazing. And I think it helps Rita a lot that my daughter is so appreciative. Like when she gets those socks, the light that shows up on her face, right? Because she is so excited because they are beautiful and they're warm and they are made just for her. Like nobody has socks like that, right? So when she comes over, or when her friends come over, or when she goes over to other people's houses, she'll bring her socks. So because Rita puts little slipper socks, and she puts the little rubber pieces on them. So my daughter will take them and she'll be like, "Look at my socks! Look at my socks! One of my mommy's friends made these for me." Like, and she always gets the country wrong, but she was like, she'll say some, like, she lives in Spain or something, and I'm like, "So live in Spain," but she's so appreciative, and I think that's part of the reason why Rita, because I'll send like not everybody, but there are people that they send things for my daughter. I will send them pictures, of her, or a video if I can get a video of her opening something. So it's nice to have that. I know you have, but you don't live there now. Oh, so I have about 15 minutes. So if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, or anything that you want to ask, or you want to share, you can do that. I will say again, for people that have come in, this Thursday, the 18th, I will be doing another live where my son will be with me. He will be with me. He knows it. I've already told him. He doesn't have a choice. He won't be on the whole time, though. I'm not going to make him sit here for 2 hours. And, I mean, it might end up, but I told him, 30 minutes is the minimum amount of time that I expect him to be on camera with me. And I don't know if we'll do it right at the beginning, or if we'll do it, if I'll kind of like, we'll talk a little bit and then I'll bring him on. So, because usually when I start my lives, there aren't a ton of people here. and then for a little bit and pick up. So and I am on a hotspot right now, so we'll see. I'm watching myself. It's glitching on the on my phone. And then what else? So next week I will be back because next week's live, yeah, I'll be back in Texas by then. Ooh. It's so much travel. I'll be back in Texas by then. So that won't be my last summer streaming, but that'll be my last one in the States. So we'll see how that goes. Because then I'll be back in Sicily. I leave the 29th. I leave the States the 29th, but by the time I get back, it'll be the next day in Sicily. So we get to Rome, I think, at like 8 o'clock in the morning. But I'm hoping that I sleep on the plane. But I don't want to take anything to sleep on the plane because I don't know if my daughter will need something. Ooh. I don't think she put you in a box and tape you up, Rita, but she might. But it's good that she's able to move around and do things. Any animal. She put the dog in there too. Oh my goodness. When we were, speaking of dogs, when we were at the yarn store in Little Rock, the person had, I mean, the cutest little, I think it was like a Yorkshire Terrier. It was so tiny. I think it was a puppy. I think it was a baby. But it was so tiny. And she had it in this little like doggy pack and play. And of course, my daughter, the minute the lady said anything about having a pet, my daughter was all over it. And then when we were in the airport in Little Rock, there was a man who had a cat on the plane. And my daughter happened to spot the cat while we were waiting on the plane, while we were all like waiting because it was delayed and whatever. And then we happened to be not right next to the guy. He was in the aisle over. But my daughter was like, the cat was getting very restless. And my daughter was like, can I pet him? And so the guy was like, sure. And like unbuckled his seatbelt and brought the carrier over to my daughter, and she calmed the cat right down. And she had her, because you're able to put the like tray table down, but she put her tray table up and asked me if I would put mine down so that her and the cat could watch, I don't know, whatever the heck she had downloaded or whatever she was doing on her tablet. And so she sat there with her hand in the little carrier. And it was a black cat, so it reminded her of Sophia so much. She was so moved by that cat because the cat that I had before Nero, Sophia, was a short-haired black cat. And yeah, she had her hand inside that little carrier, and she was just petting the cat, and that cat was still the rest of the plane ride. And the guy was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I was like, she's a magic person when it comes to animals. I mean, horses, cats, dogs, ducks, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Yeah. That happened to me when I was getting ready to move to Sicily. because they had come and packed up all of our stuff, and we had like a day or so before we had to go to the hotel. But honestly, I mean, we just bought like I just bought some paper plates, like a pack of paper plates, and we use those because I mean my stuff was already gone. There wasn't anything I couldn't just go and unpack the box. I wish it would have been that simple. I could have just like unpacked it, washed them or whatever. And then when we were in the hotel in Sicily before we found our house, we had they had dishes there that you could use, so that was nice. But I definitely understand that. Well, not without everything in the kitchen, no. But I'm saying like plates and like plates and like utensils. Because even here at the house that I'm in, there's no silverware here. There's no silverware, and I did not know that. Um, there's knives. There's a whole set of knives over there. So this morning I had to take my daughter's breakfast like with a very large butcher knife and like slice it into pieces so she can eat it. So I'm gonna have to go to like the dollar store and buy a pack of plastic utensils. Um, but yeah, no, without like uh, without pots and pans and all of that, no, that would be very hard. Yeah. Yeah, you can eat sandwiches. Oh, the stupid reaction button. I wish I could get it to go away. Eating what? Oh, eating out. Oh no. I will tell you that has been, aside from like the cars, because I have been very, very blessed this trip. Um, being in Dallas, I stayed with my friend. Being in Texarkana, I stayed with my mom. I had to get an Airbnb while I was in Little Rock. That wasn't too bad. Being here, like I'm not paying to stay here at my friend's house. Um, and then when I'm in Florida, I'll have to pay. So I mean, out of the one, two, three, four, five places that I've had to stay, I'm only paying for two of them, and they are the shortest amount of time too. So like, because when I go back to Dallas, I'm staying with the same person. So that'll actually be that being in Dallas and being here are the two longest stays. The Dallas one is kind of broken up, but they'll be the two longest stays. So, um, yeah, yeah. So out of the five stays, I'm only paying for two of them. So that's really good. So other than the cars, like having to rent the cars, food has been the biggest thing. Because when we were in Texarkana, I bought groceries, not like a whole lot, but we bought like snacks and fruit and juice and whatever to have at my aunt's house. Specific things that my daughter likes to eat and that I like to eat. Um, and we took them to Little Rock with us because we were in the car. So we didn't have a lot left over at that point. You know, we had eaten the majority of it. So we gave the rest of it away to friends the night, no, that morning. I just had them come over and pick up the stuff that we had left because my mom had gotten me a styrofoam ice chest to put everything in. Because we had like one of those little tiny containers of chocolate milk, not even like the half gallon, it's just like maybe a quart, maybe one whole quart. Maybe they're super tiny. Because my daughter likes chocolate milk, but not a whole lot, so she'll have maybe like a little. If you have a little kid cup, she might have half a glass of it at a time. So like I'm not gonna buy a whole bunch of it because she's not gonna drink it all. But anyway, all of that to say, some of that stuff we had to keep cold. So I took all of the ice cubes out of my aunt's freezer because she had already gone to work. So I had Ziploc bags and I took all the ice cubes out of her freezer, and of course I filled the trays back up. But then I put the Ziploc bags on the bottom and then put the things that needed to stay cold in there. And then when my friend came to pick up the stuff that we had left, I just gave her the stuff in the styrofoam ice chest because I didn't need to keep it anymore. Susanna says, I've stocked up on paper plates. Yeah. I do like the bamboo forks. Those are nice instead of the plastic ones. I don't think they sell them here though. I mean, I'd love to have those, but I don't think the dollar store here is going to have those. Maybe Target. We could maybe go to Target and see if they have those. Yeah. When are you having your, on the 25th? Read the whole thing, Regina. Of this month? Oh, that's going to be hard. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I don't know how many things that we'll have to get here. Not too much, I'm sure, but definitely because when my daughter came in just a minute ago, she was like, I'm hungry. And I was like, all right, well, we have to go out anyway because we're going to go look for a new suitcase for her and whatever. So I was like, we'll get some lunch while we're out. And because, I mean, my friend doesn't have, like I said, she's moving out of here. There's no food in here. I mean, she has a fridge, but there's nothing in there. Like there's a Brita pitcher or something. But that's it. So there's nothing in the freezer. It does make ice though, so that's nice. Because I showed these earlier, but I have one of these a day in my water because it's supposed to hydrate you better. And it has electrolytes, kind of like a Gatorade, but it's not as sugary. And so it's nice. And I don't drink a lot of water. So for me to get the things that I need hydration wise, this starts the process of me drinking the water. And then once I start drinking water, I want more water. But I know it sounds so weird. For so long when I was sick, so when I was going through chemo and everything, water, like tap water, made because there's so many minerals, and depending on where you get your water and the pipes that it goes through, the different chemicals that they put to treat the water, but it made me so sick. So for the longest time, I had to drink distilled water, which is not the healthiest thing for you, but it was the only way I was getting any H2O in my body. And so now even tap water is really hard for me to drink, and even bottled water, like spring water, any of that stuff. So there's very specific waters that I can drink that don't hurt my stomach. Well, hello. No. Well, I'm in the States right now. But I didn't move back to the States. I'm just visiting. Oh, goodness. That's awful, Susanna. I'm so sorry. Welcome in, Perp. Welcome in. But I forget what I was saying about those. We have those, but I like them super cold. Like super, super cold. So I'll put ice in my cup and then the rest with water and that, because they're good for getting that process started of me drinking water throughout the day. So I have one usually in the morning, and then I'll fill my cup up, even because you have more than one, you'll get sick. It'll make your stomach hurt. There's too much in your system. But I have one of those, and then, like I said, once I drink the whole thing, I want more water. So then I'll go and get the water. But if I don't drink it, I find myself not drinking any water, which is interesting. Oh, there is someone checking on him. I did. Perp asked, "Is Nero okay? Is he having a party while you're away?" Um, I am getting regular pictures and updates. The person is the person who's watching him for me. He's very accommodating. I asked if we could do a video chat with Nero, and he was like, "Excuse me," and I was like, "But we miss him," and he was like, "He's a cat," and I was like, "I know, but I want to see him," and he was like, "I've been sending you pictures," and I was like, "I know, but I just want to see my baby." I mean, it wasn't like it was just kind of like incredulous, like, "Are you for real?" kind of thing. Like, I mean, he wasn't being rude, but he was like, "Okay, I guess we can make that work." So we got to have a little video chat with Nero the other day, and the guy was on the floor, because Nero was on the floor, so he was down on the floor, and we were talking to Nero, my daughter and I, and he was like looking all around, and the guy was like, "He's so confused right now. He does not know what's happening." And so we were just talking to him and telling him we loved him and we missed him, and you could see him. He was like, "Where is this coming from? I know this voice. This voice is important. Where are they coming from?" It was super cute. And then I got a message yesterday that ever since we spoke to Nero, he has not stopped. He's walking around the house because that's, if he can't find me in the house, like if I'm in my room and he's downstairs and he can't, like, I guess he can't smell me or whatever, he'll start making that noise until I speak to him, and then he'll come wherever I am. But I guess he's calling for me, and now I'm super sad. I didn't want to make him sad. Oh, okay. I'll look into that. I haven't had one. We tried one. Well, it was gross. It's called Halo. I don't know if it has gluten in it or something, but it tasted like oatmeal. Like I was drinking oatmeal. It was disgusting. It was absolutely gross. I was not, because I bought a pink lemonade one, and then my daughter wanted the peach one. Because they make them for kids too. This one they make for kids, and they have different flavors. So it's been in my suitcase. You can't tell, it's been a little smushed. But she tried the peach one, and I tried the pink lemonade one. It tasted like oatmeal. I was like, I don't want to drink oatmeal. That's gross. So, well, I am gonna get ready to go. As I said, my daughter is hungry. She wants some lunch, and we have to go get that because there's nothing to eat in this house that we're staying in. But please, please, please be on the lookout for July 18th. That will be the live where my son comes with me. Like, he will be here. I think we go pick him up tomorrow if he's done with work, if not Wednesday. But he will be here Thursday for my live. I'm not sure on the time yet, but just check. Even if, like, Perp said she was late getting the notification, but check and see. I will try to schedule it. I'm gonna narrow down a time and try to schedule it, but he will be here with me on Thursday to eat his words. And if you're not on my Facebook group and you do have Facebook and you want to check it out, the link is in my description box, so you can get a sneak peek of some of the yarn shops that I've been to while I'm here. Not here in North Carolina. I haven't been to one here yet, but since I've been in the States, I've been to a couple, and I posted some pictures in there, and we'd love to have new people. So come join us there. Until then, as always, be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao, Bella.